Hello everybody! Welcome back to another video of mine. Today, I thought that I could do a little bit of a different thing. Instead of doing Minecraft again, because that was so freaking horribly, I decided to do a BFDI character tier list. This list consists of almost all, relevant characters, if you will, ranking from Blocky to Banana Apple to Rusty Coin. I've recently done a rewatch of a lot of stuff here, so I think there will be only a few characters I do not recognize. For example, who are you? And you, by the way, who the hell are you? But yeah, so a long time ago, I made a II tier list of season 1 and 2 II characters because I had not yet watched Invitational. That video was horrible, and I did not know the first thing about tier maker. So, I decided to do a little bit of another tier list. This time with BFDI characters. So, I will be ranking them based on just overall my likeness for them, which will put into everything they've done and how I feel about them overall. Oh, one more thing. Um, for the characters I do not know about, and this is a tradition of mine, I will be putting them in the trash tier. Not because they suck, but because this is the trash can of this tier list. So, let's say with this guy, I have no idea who he is. I put him in trash because I don't know who he is. You get me? Actually, I might as well just keep him there. It would be very weird way to end things off. Alright. So, let's see. First of all, Leafy. Leafy the Stealer. When I first watched BFDI and BFDIA, I was like, Leafy sucks. Then he got a bit of a redemption arc in BFB where he made it up to Fiery and stuff, and they had a little bit of a reunion. And I also really like him rage baiting one in TPOT. So Leafy can go into B tier. But because of, again, how I thought of her in BFDI and BFDIA, I decided that she kind of sucks sometimes. And heck, even in the beginning of BFB, she also sucked. She even killed Balloony. Also, speaking of pronouns, I suck at using pronouns. Half of these characters, I don't even know if I'm using the right pronouns. I'm very confident that Leafy is a she. Then again, it was also a surprise when people called Lollipop a she. You see where I'm coming from? I suck at pronouns. If they sound or look like a dude, whatever the hell that means, I think they are a dude, and we'll call them a he. Which is why I call all my cats she, even though I have a he cat. And why I call my dog a he, and call all dogs a he. But so yeah. Teardrop. S tier. I really like Teardrop, and just their overall like how they can just do things on their own. It was a shame when she got eliminated in the final 3, because I feel like among Gelatin and Teardrop, I definitely feel like Teardrop deserved to come in second more than Gelatin did. It was also very ironic. It's a nice segue. It was also very ironic how Flower started in BFDI as the first character eliminated and wasn't even in BFDIA. Well, not the competition at least, because they were kind of banned. I think that's because they were dead at the time, and every contestant who was not present was not allowed to compete. Flower gets A tier. Mostly, it's partially to fill in this little gap, so it's a little cleaner. But also because I just really like their character arc. Gelatin, A tier as well. Has their moments, and it's very funny in those moments, but sometimes it's also a little awkward. Um, But yeah, I feel like him getting second was more than he deserves, honestly. Alright, Lollipop. I really like her sassy attitude. She has some sus moments, like with Bubble in space. If you've watched BFB, then you know what I'm talking about. But so yeah, uh, it's just about time we had someone who was like extremely sassy all the time. She used that like sassy aunt, whatever the fuck attitude. Then she started becoming friends with people like Gelatin and Teardrop. So you nah B tier. Alright, Woody. In BFDIA, yeah, he was kinda shunned and wasn't even allowed to compete, I don't think. And in the finale, well, I don't think it was the finale, but like near the finale when he stole Dream Island, I thought it was like, I still thought he was kind of like, I feel like he was kind of rude for doing that and kind of a D word. I don't want to swear too much. um, but I understand where he came from. Like he was put to fill in a hole that wasn't even needed to be filled. And then when he got Pin's mechanical parts, he stole Dream Island. I would have done the same shit. If it treated me like they do to Woody, I would have done the same stuff. And in BFB, he gets his character redemption arc, where he even like starts talking. Like he still does like hey anything, but like he's still like, well, I recently started this thing. Like not quite like that. I suck at doing impressions, but something like that, you know. So Woody can go into C tier. Fiery. Fiery is kind of like a basic character, honestly. He doesn't have much personality. Like, Teardrop is strong and silent, Flower is mean boss girl lady, and Gelatin is cool dude. Probably not, but something like that. Fiery is kind of a basic character, but he is also like one of the main characters in the show because he gets a lot of screen time and stuff. So I would say Fiery goes in B tier. Blocky. I actually really liked Blocky's original funny doings program. Then also all the jokes about it, and I also like how Blocky's funny doing, well, uh, Blocky's funny doings international is also an anagram for BFDI. I don't think that's how you say the word anagram, but yeah. Point is, it like shortens to BFDI, and also like how we became friends with Woody because they're like kind of like complete opposites. So he goes in B tier. Bubble. I feel like Bubble deserved to be in BFDIA, but because they were absent in the start, weren't allowed to compete. Um, Bubble came in the top 3, I believe, along with Fiery and Leafy. Um, but yeah, Bubble. I also really like the yo cake and how goofy, and how goofy they're animated. So they also go in B tier. Taco. Taco, well, might seem like a pretty nothing character, but I actually really like what she does for like everything. Like she's considered a traitor. She has a lot of funny moments, and she even gets she doesn't get a redemption like, but she becomes friends with Book, even after quote unquote betraying her in the team. And then I also like how she's the one to like bust the announcer, even though everyone around her doubts her. A little representative song there, the recap of BFB. Um, so I would also say A tier. I feel like she's a little overhated or underrated. I mean, she's not really hated. Loser. When I first saw Loser, I like why is he called Loser and why is he like this? But then when I saw like a clip of like in BFDI how the loser team was depicted as like a lot of cubes, and how the winner team was winner and how the winner team was depicted as like cloud stuff. So I'm actually really happy that like brought those back. Uh, also I kind of like his voice. Honestly, I would say S tier. Though it's a little retconned how they're all like, we hate Loser because he lied, but then like the second he comes out, everyone's like, oh my god, Loser, he's back. Ruby. Ruby is a little gem, literally. S tier actually. I really like Ruby and her goofiness. She has a lot of funny moments, And I like how she actually stuck with 4 instead of leaving and joining. Where's 2? And joining 2's gang. All right, Spongy, F tier, not F tier. No, D tier. He's kind of a. Screw it. I'm gonna say it. He's kind of a dick to like everyone. Like to Barf Bag and just the entirety of what are they called? Team Ice Cube and BFB. And to be fair, he didn't really fit in a lot, which was made very clear, mainly because of his size. Balloony. Balloony's pretty underrated, honestly. I really like Balloony. With the, like, jokes, I also like his voice. I like his kind of, like, I kind of like his personality changes every once in a while. And just his general relationship with everyone. Profile E tier. I don't like Profile. He's kind of a jerk. Though I don't think he means to be a jerk. Like, maybe sometimes he'll do something because he finds it funny, even though other people don't. But, yeah, E tier, I don't really like Profile. Nor really his accent, honestly. Alright, Foldy. Kind of a nothing character again. Though, again, she has her moments, like when we see her in the exit. Yeah, she was in the exit. Yeah. So I would say C tier. Eggy, C tier. Pretty nothing character, honestly. Basketball. At first, kind of a nothing character, but then she started developing relationship with Grassy and Robot Flower, which really boosted her up for me. B tier. Belle. Also B tier. I don't really like how people like treat her in the show. But I was like, let's climb on Belle's string. And like I also really did like how she was eliminated in BFB. No, Teapot, I mean. She was eliminated in Teapot. Because it was like, oh, man, this is unfair. And like I kinda feel for her, Like, But yeah. Grassy. S tier. Goofy little goober. And he has trauma from the whole two giving his powers away situation. He got some of the power, but then he was also traumatized by Pencil's killing spree. He literally hid in the vents. He's like part of the reason why this all even happened. Like the good parts of it, like everyone like coming back and stuff. Snowball. I really like Snowball, honestly. I feel like how he was used in these zombie episodes is honestly pretty cool. And how he's been always been treated as this like strong buff character. And yeah, I would say, well, some people say he's like a side character. He's like featured in like a lot of stuff, and it's like a main character in some episodes. So I would say A tier, honestly. Ah, fuck it, S tier. Robot Flower, B tier. I don't really like her killing spree in Teapot, and like I know that wasn't her fault since she was technically like, the whole like I want to be the real flower, like I want to be the real flower basketball. And then she was like, oh, but no, I messed up. Now you only have BFDI or flower in you. I'm gonna kill everyone because they all suck. I don't really like that, but I understand what happened. Black Hole. S tier. Honestly, I'd say he's perfectly rated. Maybe a little underrated, honestly. I really like him. And his personality. Fanny. S tier. I like how I went from like a nothing character to like well, I wouldn't say main, but he does become a pretty important character. And cause a lot of arcs within Death Pact. Lightning. Honestly, pretty underrated. In the show them, he's like they kinda treat her very badly. S tier. Tree. A purple tree for some reason. I really like Tree. He's like kind of a basic character, but I like him for being basic. There aren't a lot of basic characters. Purple guy. Trash. You know what? Because I like the color purple. There we go. Marker. I actually kind of like when I did a rewatch of the whole series. I liked how Marker was first depicted, not more than his goofy goober style as he is now, but I like how he's kind of like a jerk for like a lot of BFDIA. Like when we saw him, he was always like kind of a jerk. He was like, "Get to the point." Like he even had a deeper voice instead of talking like this or however he talks. I would say A tier. I also really like his Black Hole song. Oh, my jaw needs rest, bro. I've like talked so much. Uh, you go in trash because I'm remote. I feel like remote could have been used for a lot more than she was. I was like, though she's like a pipe bomb to Robot Flower and BFB. I would say A tier. I would say she honestly kind of like started this whole Death Pact uprising. 'Cause she was like, "But we'll lose the challenge," and then Black Hole was like, "But preventing death," and then Finny was like, "No, she's right, and so is Lightning." It was like, "Let's kill Tree." So yeah. All right, Pie. Honestly, C tier. I don't really like Pie that much. She's a nothing character, and that just brings her down for me. I've just realized my incredible hypocrisy. Tree's kind of a nothing character. So, but I can look that up. There are a lot of basic characters. Fire's kind of basic. B tier. Basic, 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 and I don't like her for it. Like, what the hell is wrong with me? But I don't really like Pie, is what I'm trying to say. I don't really know how. I don't really like how they changed her personality too from like this, like, don't worry, guys, we'll do this, to like, nothing matters. Alright, Eraser. Honestly, I constantly can, like, confuse his personality for Blocky. He doesn't really do a lot of stuff for me. C tier. Pen, or Ben, as his legal name is. Honestly, C tier again. I like how. Oh, hold on, I can't line up. I like how his. I like how the whole I'm 200 vigilquillion dollars or whatever it says in debt. I like how that's like constantly referenced throughout this whole thing. Like his nightmares that are like what was like the IRS or something coming after him because he was 200 vigintillion quintillion dollars in debt. Golf ball, kind of underused in the show. Like she is utilized a lot, but like in the wrong way. I feel like she could have been used a lot better. And I feel like, as I've heard a hot take online, she should win a season. B tier. Tennis ball. He was kind of a jerk. She was kind of a jerk in BFDIA, especially near the finale. But I appreciate her nonetheless. C tier. TV. I like how TV went from a uses clips to talk, from talk to talking, kinda. No, that's not it. But he kind of got his own voice, and I kind of like that. Then he started getting like a relationship iffy with like Robot Flower. So A tier. Let's see. Fries. I really liked him at BFDIA. He was kind of like Teardrop in Teapot, but then Fries was eventually eliminated. I would say A tier, honestly. But then she was kind of he, I think. As far as a he, I don't know. And then he was kind of brought down a bit in BFB. Puffball. I really like Puffball. BFDIA and onwards. Barf Bag. I also really like Barf Bag. Kind of a nothing character, but I like her. I don't really know why her relationship with Spongy came out like a lot. And she also seems to have some sort of relationship with Taco. And by the way, when I say relationship, I don't mean like they're together. I mean like they have like something in between them, whether that's friendship or just like relations or whatever. Coiny. I like Coiny, honestly. Especially in BFDIA. It was kind of underused in BFB though. I would say B tier. Donut. From being eliminated like first, yeah, it was first in BFDIA, to actually coming like decently far in the BFD in the Teapot game. I really like how he was used. And the little no or whatever. Oh, I also have to say we'll ooze a whole bunch. Oh yeah, that's classic. It's also what kickstarted the whole Woe Bunch thing, which is a lot better than we'll lose a whole bunch. So yeah, I would say B tier. Katie. I like her relationship with two, and I like how she went from a brown fence, very poorly drawn by the way, into like her shape but still brown. Then you see in the background, I think it was Marker giving her the paint. Then she poured it on herself and became her. I also like how they kind of use the little two yellow things as like magnets sometimes. I would say A tier. Though I feel like the whole I'm with two thing is like a little overused. Because like in the zombie episode 13, I think, I don't really like if I was like, wait, two's in danger. I mean, like, two's obviously, like, if she wasn't a zombie, she would probably, no, I don't think, yeah, no, the algebraians don't have, they don't have, hold on. The algebraians don't have genders. But yeah, there's like, if two wasn't a zombie, they would be fine. And if two was a zombie, you shouldn't go after them. So that didn't really make sense. Saw, I really like how they were utilized, but just in BFB. In Teapot, I don't really like how like she was very underused. Pin, only good in BFDIA, arguably. A tier, purely because of BFDIA. Needle, S tier. I really like her. And her like little gag she has going like, "Don't call me needy," all that stuff. I think I'll probably do this video up until we get to shampoo, because then we go to the recommended TPOT characters, to BFDIE characters, to no wait yeah, to the announcers, to some of the side characters, to algebraians. So yeah, I don't even know if I'll make a part 2 of this, but I'll basically be ranking the contestants. Bottle, C tier honestly, kind of a nothing character. Lock, a little bit more than a nothing character because of his relationship with Winner and the whole I wasn't revived like 3 months or whatever the hell it was because my team literally forgot about me. Yellowface, F tier. Fuck you. Ice Cube. I don't really like how she doesn't have a voice actor. They just always say, "I want revenge," and I feel like that's very overused. Frankly, some might say that so is Don't Call Me, as I was saying. At least Don't Call Me Needy is like actually kind of funny. I Want Revenge isn't really funny. I don't like if it just took away her legs. Yellow face. So yeah, point is C tier. Winner. S tier, honestly. I feel like she deserved way more than what she got. Like being eliminated, like in like no one expected her to be eliminated so quickly in Teapot. Cloudy. The only thing about him is that he collects like a lot. And his accent is like funny, I guess, but like whatever. Balmy. Again, kind of a nothing character. Even like his whole just like I want food stuff isn't really used a lot. Anyway, Rocky. I like how she was at least like kinda utilized. Like she's like sometimes like, oh my barf is gone. Oh so now it's back. Oh I talked for the first time. Oh I'm having a funny moment. All that stuff. Pillow. Honestly, again, could have been used more, and I like her personality. Especially how it changed from BFDIA. Like she literally says like, "Oh, stop killing! I would never promote that." And then like in Teapot and BFB, she's like just a killing machine. Especially Teapot. Book S tier. I really feel like both of them deserve the win in BFDIA, and I really like her whole like trying to better Leafy thing, even though it proved to be fruitless. Cake. B tier, honestly. I like her personality. Like, how to say this? Like, I feel like her voice doesn't really fit her, but I still like her, honestly. Price tag. S tier. Silly goober. Who does silly goober things. I also really like her face. How it's all, like, what do you call those things? Emoticons? I don't think it's what it's called, but I've heard that somewhere. But yeah. Nickel. Has his I feel like he has moments in both BFDI and Teapot. But except for that, he was kind of nothing. I'll put him in A tier though. He's kind of funny in BFDIA. Neely, good character. I feel like she got what she like should have gotten. With everything, like her elimination was like, yeah, that's probably where I would put her too. I would say B tier, honestly. I like personality. Pencil. BFDI? Fine. BFDIA, especially late game, awesome. BFB. BFB was also fine. TPOT. Screw you. D tier. Purely because of Teapot. Absolutely screw you. I don't care how long you spent in the exit. Trauma or whatnot. You can't just go on a killing spree when given a chance to fix everything. Whatever. Bracelety. Eh. Lie. Nobody expected her to be eliminated so fast either. Even I would have liked to see more of her. Let's say E tier. Roboti. I really don't like Roboti, honestly. It's like it's like one of the first attempts at, like, doing something different with contestants instead of him not being an object. But yeah, didn't really go very well for me, honestly. Meatball. Pretty decent, honestly. I'd say B tier. Not much to say though. Sleepy. C tier. Again, not much to say. David. Seriously? Match. BFDIA, she was kind of a lot in like a you're a bitch vibe. But yeah. I would say D tier, honestly. Though I feel like she did get better in BFB, and even if she wasn't a lot in Teapot, but yeah, in Teapot as well. Fiery Junior. There's no one quite like him. But, I don't know, I have, like, a type of OCD or some shit, so it, like, feels very, like, weird for me to put him here when I could just put him there and, like, even him out. Screw it, OCD one. But I basically choose B tier. Dora. I really like her whole, like, islands thing, and, like, her I speak in text instead of David just going, oh, seriously? I also feel like how her hairstyle was done. Like, it went from just being a bowl cut, like the original Dora, to, like, getting her whole, like, jungle theme style. And it was done in the background, honestly. And I like that. Like, during my BFB rewatch, I was like, oh, I saw it. And I think she should have been used a little bit more. Anyway. Alright, that's it for today's video. So, I'm not sure what I'll do next video. Either continue this and go up until, like, the algebraians or something. Or, I just do something else. Depends on if I need game, because I don't know, or whatever. Alright, that's it for today's video. Bye, everyone. See you next time.